So Melcy, you may not know this. You had the opportunity to take Houston.
Yeah.
But you chose Shreveport.
Yeah. And Houston didn't have the same. They embraced me. They good. Like I got out there, they showed me a lot of love.
Mm-hmm.
But Shreveport had the infrastructure already here. Like even the tax incentive.
Be throwing rocks and hiding their hand, right? They be throwing rocks and hiding their hand, and I don't like them kind of.
No, it's a sucker to me. A sucker is a pick who he fight with.
Right.
Like if you see it and you I'm not going because this.
I won't fuck with him, but I'll fuck with this one.
Yeah, I think I can take him.
Right.
You want to fight the nigga you think you can beat.
All right, hold on to your hats because the streets of Houston are heating up, and it's not just the Texas sun. We're talking about a straight-up power struggle, a clash of titans that nobody saw coming, not like this. It's J. Prince versus 50 Cent, and believe me, 50 is going off, pulling back the curtain on alleged shady business that could rock the entire city and maybe, just maybe, spill into something far more dangerous.
Insinuate, extorting people. Ain't no money in that. Real nigga ain't gonna have that no way. You know, check in for what? I mean, I don't want to impose or force myself.
Came to the city of Houston, but he didn't just come here to live. He has been helping out on so many causes in this city. And especially, he has been in our high schools, turning our high school students into entrepreneurs with his Unity program. I've seen him firsthand. This city has been elevated because of his presence. And so today we have the honor of saying to him, he's our 2022 Grand Marshal. Give it up to Curtis 50 Jackson. Now before I call on him to speak, let me present you first a key to the city of Houston.
See, 50 Cent didn't just decide to pack his bags and switch coasts on a whim. His move from New York to Houston was a calculated power play, a strategic relocation rooted in cold, hard cash and ambitious expansion. For years, 50 had been vocal about New York's brutal taxes, reportedly griping about rates shooting up by an insane 62%. If there's one thing 50 don't play about, it's his paper. So, he dipped before Uncle Sam could take another massive bite, setting his sights on Texas with its famously lower tax burden. But Houston wasn't just a tax haven, it was a fertile ground for his ever-growing empire. 50 is more than just a rapper now. He's a full-blown entertainment mogul with hands in music, TV, G-Unit films, and liquor, Sire Spirits, Branson Cognac. He saw Houston, a powerhouse of hip-hop and culture, as the next logical step to stack even more money and cement his legacy. And he didn't arrive quietly. From the moment he touched down, 50 wasn't just living there, he was investing. He launched programs like the G-Unity Business Lab in high schools, teaching kids entrepreneurship. He secured major sports partnerships for his liquor brand with the Rockets, Astros, and Texans. He even started events like the Houston Tycoon Comedy and Music Festival. This wasn't just a residency, it was a hostile takeover of the city's business landscape, building real connections and pouring money back into the community.
20 coming in, I get 25. 25.
Matter of fact, God darn it, 50 Cent, get out here. Come on. You are.
I know all the time I've spent with him, we've had some great times. He even tried to tell me some please one night.
Maybe we need to change the word for the youngsters. The checking in part, you know, is they seem to get hung up on that word, checking in.
Yeah.
So if we could diversify that word and bring it up to a 2021 thing.
Right. What's the word, OG? What's the word?
Maybe we may want to tell them they need to get connected.
Anywhere you go, 550 buildings, use the key, the door will swing wide open.
Now enter J. Prince. For decades, J. Prince has been seen, at least by some, as the unofficial king of Houston, the guy you check in with, the one who holds influence in the streets and the music scene. So when 50 Cent rolled into town with his entire operation planting a flag right in J. Prince's perceived backyard, word quickly spread that J. Prince was not feeling it. Allegedly, J. Prince saw 50's move not just as business, but as a direct challenge, a sign of disrespect for not showing deference to the established order. This is where the infamous checking in system comes into play. According to numerous accounts and street whispers, artists and power players coming into Houston are expected to pay homage to Jay Prince, but it's rarely just a handshake. It allegedly involves dropping serious cash for protection or permission to operate freely. It's a system many describe as less about respect and more about straight-up extortion masked as tradition. And allegedly, Jay Prince tried to impose this system on 50 Cent the minute he arrived, reportedly sending people to pressure him into checking in and coughing up a hefty fee.
Nothing should have happened. What do you say to that?
What I would say to that is, you know, I have a track record, man, and the Prince family have a track record of 30 plus years of, you know what I mean, honoring and loving on our guests and being with our guests, and no shit like this never happened. But here's the thing, and this is what people don't understand. We ain't never had nobody to attack us, if you know what I mean.
But if you know anything about 50 Cent, you know he doesn't bow down. Not to anyone, not for any price. He reportedly shut down Jay Prince's alleged demands immediately, making it clear he rolls with his own security and wasn't about to be extorted under any guise. Some whispers even suggest 50 clowned Jay Prince directly, doubling down on his refusal. This naturally only escalated the tension. While Jay Prince allegedly tried to impose a no-fly zone, telling 50 not to operate in certain spaces, 50 did the exact opposite. He didn't back down, didn't hide, he stayed active, built his businesses, and kept investing in the community, earning genuine goodwill from the city itself. And then came the ultimate plot twist. 50 Cent had major, highly publicized plans to build a $20 million G-Unit film studio in Houston. Everyone thought he was solidifying his presence for good. But suddenly, out of nowhere, 50 abruptly announced he was shutting down the Houston studio project and moving the whole operation to Shreveport, Louisiana instead. A multi-million-dollar project yanked from Houston at the height of the alleged beef. Despite this, Houston itself seemed to side with 50. In a move that surely grinded Jay Prince's gears, the mayor of Houston, Sylvester Turner, publicly embraced 50 Cent, giving him a key to the city and even declaring a 50 Cent Day during the Thanksgiving parade, praising him as a transformative figure for his community work and investments. It was a clear signal from city leadership about who they publicly supported, even as behind-the-scenes drama allegedly brewed.
And loving on our guests and being with our guests, and no shit like this never happened. But here's the thing, and this is what people don't understand. We ain't never had nobody to attack us, if you know what I mean. When a man attack a situation with a weapon, then, you know, it become a playing field where, you know, any and everything goes. So that's what we're dealing with right here, and that's the root of this situation.
The alleged strong-arming 50 Cent experienced isn't an isolated incident, according to critics of Jay Prince. His reputation, according to some, is tied less to community building and more to control and alleged intimidation tactics, especially when it comes to artists trying to work in Houston. Figures like Cameron and Mace have publicly aired their frustrations with Jay Prince on their podcast, calling him out as being too old to still be involved in what they perceive as shady street games. They've openly mocked the checking in system, calling it outdated and saying they aren't little she*Ts who need a big homie to approve their presence. They argue that instead of teaching the younger generation how to build legitimately, he's allegedly trying to pull them into old power dynamics and mess. This public criticism from other respected voices in hip-hop paints a picture of Jay Prince's alleged methods being widely known and increasingly resented by those who refuse to play by those rules. But the allegations surrounding Jay Prince and his circle take a far darker turn when whispers in the streets link his name to tragedies that have occurred in Houston. Specifically, there are disturbing reports and speculation circulating around alleged loaded dice games supposedly set up by Jay Prince's son or associates, often involving visiting artists or wealthy individuals. These games, according to sources, are allegedly not straight up and can be used as another way to extract money from people. Chillingly, allegations have surfaced in connection with the tragic death of Takeoff from the Migos. While the official story involves a fight breaking out during a dice game, rumors and reports from various street sources allegedly suggest a connection to J. Prince's circle, and the idea that Takeoff and Quavo may have faced repercussions for not checking in or showing perceived disrespect. Whispers circulating after the event allegedly claimed it was initially intended to be a minor scare or a lesson, but tragically spiraled out of control, resulting in Takeoff losing his life. J. Prince has publicly denied any involvement or prior knowledge, but critics and street commentators continue to scrutinize his statements and alleged links to the events. This isn't the only tragedy reportedly tied to these kinds of setups either. The transcript mentions the death of Duke the Jeweler, who reportedly won a large sum at one of these alleged dice games, only to be ambushed and killed shortly after leaving, losing his winnings and his life. These are serious, unsettling allegations that have kept J. Prince's name connected to dark events in the narrative surrounding Houston street politics.
Don't turn me down. What you said? Don't turn me down. What you on, folks? Don't turn you down. Yeah, man. What you on, folks? What you mean what I'm on? What you on, man? What the deal there? What up? What up? You want to buy your shit back or what? You ain't get, you flunked out. I'm trying to see where you at. You dumb. What you got? $20 out of car? Nah, nigga. You know what we got, nigga. Stop that cap. Man. They gonna believe anything. You want me to start my car? I just took a picture in the same car today with my little boy. You bitch ass niggas on this bitch like y'all.
Perhaps the most public example of J. Prince's alleged checking-in system and its fallout involves NBA YoungBoy. YoungBoy famously came to Houston and, like 50 Cent, publicly stated he wasn't going to check in. Shortly after, his place was reportedly broken into and valuable items, including cash and jewelry, were stolen. What happened next was truly bizarre. Instead of disappearing, the alleged robbers reportedly contacted YoungBoy, demanding a ransom for his stolen goods. But then, J. Prince suddenly inserted himself into the situation, posting a video claiming he had recovered the stolen items and telling YoungBoy to contact him to get them back. It looked to many observers like J. Prince was trying to resolve the situation, perhaps reinforcing his authority or collecting a fee. However, NBA YoungBoy wasn't playing along. He publicly shut down J. Prince's gesture, calling it fake and a setup. He stated that if people really wanted to get in touch with him, they knew how, and doing it publicly on the internet looked suspicious. YoungBoy's refusal to engage with J. Prince's alleged intervention further highlighted the controversial nature of the checking-in system and how artists who defy it can find themselves in precarious situations, which then others might try to capitalize on. Fast forward to today, and the beef isn't just simmering, it's boiling over into new territory. 50 Cent has recently been in a very public back and forth with Big Meech, the notorious figure from BMF, due to disagreements over the Stars show. J. Prince has long-standing ties to Big Meech and his family. Unsurprisingly, when the tension between 50 and Meech escalated, J. Prince allegedly chose a side. Rumors circulating in the streets suggest that J. Prince allegedly sent a message, perhaps even dispatching some of his people, to warn 50 Cent to back off the situation with Big Meech. This pulled J. Prince directly back into 50's orbit, adding another layer of personal danger and rivalry to their existing Houston beef. But if they thought this would scare 50 off, they clearly don't know him. Instead of folding or flinching, 50 has gone on the offensive, publicly trolling J. Prince and using his massive platform to air out the alleged extortion game and other criticisms. He's seemingly on a mission to expose J. Prince's alleged control over Houston and appears to be having fun while doing it, using humor and social media to chip away at J. Prince's reputation and influence. This isn't just a personal beef anymore, it feels like a deliberate campaign by 50 Cent to dismantle a system he sees as corrupt and harmful, all while continuing to build his own legitimate empire in the city.
The little homie YoungBoy place got broke into, people went in his place, disrespected different things, and I got a call about it. And the little homies that went into this place want to make that right because they understand that, YoungBoy family is okay with me. And as you can see, homie, to make a long story short, I got your keys to your Rolls Royce, I got your keys to your McLaren, all that shit that they took, and the homie, Shakur, what you got, homie?
We got your Rolls Royce umbrellas, you got your keys, you got a bunch of other shit, so get in contact with us, bro.
When Mike and Junior was walking by. He actually went in the restroom to wash blood off his hand where he had reached up on the takeoff. He had to pick him up, and his fingers went in it. You know why? Blood well.
Looking at everything that's unfolded, 50 Cent's strategic arrival and community building in Houston, Jay Prince's alleged attempts to force him into a checking-in system, 50's outright defiance and calculated business moves, the public criticisms from other artists, and the disturbing allegations linking Jay Prince's name to tragedies surrounding dice games, all culminating in the current conflict fueled by the Big Meech situation. It's clear this is more than just rap beef. It's a high-stakes game of power, respect, and alleged dirty business playing out in the open. 50 Cent is building a legacy tied to community investment and mainstream success, while Jay Prince's name, according to critics and circulating allegations, remains linked to old-school street politics, intimidation, and dark rumors. The contrast couldn't be starker. So, who do you think is really winning this power struggle in Houston? Should 50 Cent be worried about pushing back against someone like Jay Prince, or is Jay Prince's old-school influence finally fading in the face of 50's modern empire building? And what do you make of the serious allegations linking Jay Prince's name to the tragic incidents surrounding those alleged dice games? Drop all your thoughts, theories, and takes in the comments below. If you found this deep dive into the Houston power struggle intense, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next breakdown of the most explosive stories in the streets and the industry. Catch you on the flip side!